Didn't use reefer, hash oil, Thai stick. Didn't take Tuinal, Seconal, Placidil, phenobarbital, Quaaludes, or Bennies. Didn't take Percocet, Percodan, Xanax, Vicodin, Loratab, Loracet, Soma, Valium. Didn't smoke, shoot, or snort cocaine or heroin. Didn't smoke crack or crystal meth or PCP. Didn't drop acid, take mushrooms, peyote, mescaline. Didn't do GHB, ketamine, ecstasy, and all the rest until after I started drinking. So I'm an addict too. I've done it all. I've abused it all. It all started, when I was a kid, I moved around quite a bit. Always changing schools in the middle of the school year. And it's kind of traumatic when you're young, and you're leaving a set of friends and having to get acclimated to a new set of friends. And the first time somebody asked me to drink, I didn't hear, do you want to get drunk? I heard, hey, do you want to be part of something? Do you want to be included? And I did. From there, it was like, hey, new guy, do you want to roll up this green weed and smoke it? And I said, absolutely. What is it? Then, hey, new guy, do you want to take these pills and throw them down your throat? I said, absolutely. What's going to happen? Hey, new guy, do you want to snort this powder up your nose? And I said, absolutely. What is it? All the way to, hey, man, do you want to stick this needle in your arm and shoot this stuff into your veins? And I said, oh, I absolutely want to do that. What is it? What's going to happen? You know, and looking back, I can see that was clearly, do it now, worry about the consequences later. That was my teens, early 20s, along with going in the military in my late teens and early 20s, where you're expected to drink, I think, and I did. In my 20s, I was in the hair business, you know, and that too has a lot of partying. Right on through my 20s, all the same stuff, whatever. You know, my drug of choice was more. And in my late 20s, then I made the transition from hairdressing to professional wrestling. Now, I know that's not a career evolution, that it's not a trend that's sweeping the nation. You know, most people aren't going from cutting hair to pro wrestler. I'll save the story of how I Forrest Gumped my way into professional wrestling for later, but that's when the party really started. You know, 20, 25 cities a month, 150 airplanes a year, a traveling party. Steroids are a huge part of my story too, no pun intended. But the pro wrestling career afforded me the luxury of passing through 18 time zones, 4 continents, performing in front of millions of people. It's like, you know, really, literally like being a rock star with an ass kicking. Because I was partying so much, my pro wrestling career is a bit of a blur. But I do remember jets, arenas, hotels, fanfare, and elevated liver enzymes. That went on for over a decade, and then the pounding my body took, it really upped the ante on the pain medication that I became abusive of. Stimulants, sleep medications, changing time zones all the time, all of it. That took me deep into the alcohol and drug abuse, deep. And, you know, from there, I began to try to get recovery a couple of times. And it really hasn't caught. And there's something missing that I feel certain that your show can provide. And that's really exposing this disease in a big way. It's always wanted to be a big secret. Go hide out in the desert. Go hide out here. Don't tell anybody. You know, it's protecting itself that way. And I can, you know, I can look back and see that now. I found that it's kind of neat, you know, talking to other addicts or alcoholics and relating to them. It's sort of how we help each other. You know, you can tell somebody a story about, or somebody could tell me a story about something crazy they did in Atlanta in Piedmont Park, and I could say, oh man, I know Piedmont Park. I remember when I was chasing a transvestite through that park at 2 in the morning with a hatchet. And you don't get all the clinical interrogation that, you know, you would get from a therapist. Like, well, Mark, let's discuss the events leading up to the chase. You know, there's no need to go there. You know, I just wanted my money back. But the recovery really hasn't taken for me. I do have some trust issues with talking with people and, you know, relating my stories, as important as I know it is. I have a trust issue as what you'll do with this recording. I should probably, you know, attend Paranoid Anonymous. Do they have a Paranoid Anonymous? Probably wouldn't matter. They wouldn't tell anybody where they were meeting. Why should you cast me on your show? You have no reason not to. For me, it would be a chance to do something differently than I have to arrest this disease. Accountability in a big way, and blow the whole secrecy thing out of the water. The whole hiding out in rehab, don't let anybody know. Blow it out in a big way. And I have so many stories that people who are watching your show will be able to relate to. And I want to be that success story to inspire the viewers to maybe step forward and get help. That's the cornerstone, that's the core of what your show is for, I'm certain, is to help people. You know, I was in television for over 10 years, taped and live performances. I know the importance of ratings. I know that you have to have ratings to stay on the air. That's just the business end of it. And you can't help people if you're not staying on the air. While I'm very serious about my recovery, I can produce the entertaining moments that will keep the viewership and build it. It's sort of a good situation for both of us. So, I'm asking to please help me. I want the help. Of the 3 things that this disease has for people, jails, institutions, and death, there's only one more for me. References are available upon request, including but not limited to a couple of ex-wives, my current girlfriend in Florida, who would be happy to tell you about the 43 bottles of liquor I drank in 2 weeks a couple of months down there at her place a couple of months ago. So let's get together, form some sort of a marriage, and get some big ratings and a fat share. Thanks. I'll see you at the intake.